So we have here an example of calculating the average velocity between P1 and P2. So before we proceed, let us read this one first. So the average velocity is calculated as the ratio between the displacement and the time interval during the displacement. Thus, the average velocity between P1 and P2 can be calculated as the velocity. So AV, so distance for average velocity is equals to delta x over delta t equals x sub 2 minus x sub 1 over t2 minus t1. So in calculating the average velocity, the formula is average speed is equals to distance, total distance over total time. So to determine the total distance and the total time, so we have here the delta x and delta t. So delta x means the difference between 2 points. So we have here x2 or x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So here we have x sub 2 is equal, so the given is P1 and P2. So P1 and P2, so we have, sa P1 is na ay 3m na distance, then sa P2 is na ay 5m na distance. So ato na pong basahon ang ibang na points. So we have P3, 8 meters, P4, 11 meters, and P5 is 20 meters. So sa point 1, we also have 2 seconds yung time. P2, 10 seconds. P3, 30 seconds. P4, 50 seconds. And P5 is equals to 300 seconds. So let us calculate first the delta x. So we have x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So for x sub 2, so kaning P2 is 5 meters minus kaning gikan sa formula. So for P1 we have 3 meters. So in determining the total time, we have P2 minus P1. So gikan ano gyapon ta mokuha sa P1 and P2 kan mo man sa example. So for T2, so ang time niya sa T2 is 10 seconds minus T sub 1, so which is 2 seconds. So let's calculate. So 5m nandikan sa P2 minus 3m nandikan sa P1. So this is equals to 2m. Then we have sa time is 10 seconds sa P2. Then minus 2 seconds sa P1. So 10 minus 2 is equals to 8. So 2 divided by 8 is equals to 0.25 meters per second. So kaning iyang unit is kaning siya sa distance and time. So let us also read this one. Note that although the positive direction is often taken to be rightward, or eastward, we are free to assign any other direction as a positive direction. However, after the positive direction has been assigned, so the opposite direction has to be towards the negative. So kindly watch the following video for the discussion of the example, so which is this one. So kindly watch this video. So pasabot ani is for example kaning mga points bitaw na to. So for example kaning sa P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. So kaning 3m, 5m, 8m, 11m, and 20m, pwede na nato siya i-convert ang iyang direction into so kaning 3m, 5m, 8m, 11m, and 20m is positive direction man sila since wala man siya negative nga sign. So if na siya negative nga sign, so for example kani negative sa x2 minus x sub 1, so guminta na to og negative ni, so we have negative 5m. So nga state din here nga aning note nga although the positive direction is often taken to be rightward, upward, or eastward, we are free to assign. So pwede ta mo assign og other direction. So instead nga positive direction, pwede na to pulihan og negative direction or the opposite direction. So for this one, so we have negative 5m minus negative 3. 3. Yan. So, equal ra gyapon na siya sa so negative times negative is positive man. So, this is also equals to 3m ran siya. So, for this one, we have instead na 5m minus 3m to ganina, sa example, since ato man gi-change ang iyahang direction, so we have negative 5m plus this one plus 3m. So negative 5m plus 3m is equals to negative 2m. Negative 2m is yeah, all over. Same ani buhaton na to. So instead na positive 10 seconds, mo na to siyang negative. Then same ani na sa ubos nga gibuhat na to sa babaw. So minus negative 2 seconds is equals to positive 2 seconds. So negative 10 seconds. So mo siyang plus means positive naman ang atong 2 seconds diri kay atong change ang iyahang direction. 2 seconds. So the answer would be negative 10 plus 2 is equals to negative 8 seconds. So atong i-divide negative 2 divided by negative 8. So the answer is still the same. 0.25 meters per second. So kani is mawala naman ng negative nga sign niya. Kaya itong divide negative ug negative. So the answer would be still 0.25 meters per second.